never got married, has rarely had a girlfriend. He gets what he needs from women and he leaves them. He never had children. He is the prototypical male of the 1800s or back and beyond, right? He uses women for what he needs from them when he needs it, and then he lives his life freely. I, on the other hand, as first son, felt the strong need, not from anyone's pressure but my own, to get married and have children. So when I got to that stage and said, well, you know, there's prostitutes and this little bit of good women, because all women are allowed to marry, because all men are fighting for them for that marriage purpose, not just the prostitution purpose. There's a very difficult time finding a good woman. Consequently, I'm divorced because of the outrageous attitude of feminists. And no amount of effort on my part, no amount of understanding psychology, no amount of being an alpha male extraordinaire was going to save my marriage and make it worth a shit. No amount of it. So I want to end this video on this. If you are Mgtow and you believe that men shouldn't get married and that you want the culture destroyed so it can reset, that's really good. But condemning me or condemning other men for trying marriage, you need to understand that perhaps you're like my brother. Never felt the need to get married, or tried and couldn't do it and just gave up on it. You know, I commend you for that. But other men are driven by other things, and they are no less valid. But the acceptance of facts is something we all come back to. And that is, there is a very small percentage of women that are marriable and can stay married. And most women are whores, that is, prostitutes. That's a fact. It is borne out by their behavior and the way they think, and it is fostered and increased by feminist bullshit, feminist propaganda. Right, I don't even know what the percentage of no-waltz is out there. I haven't even thought about it. Because to me, they just love to say, well, I'm not like other women, blah, blah, blah. But it's not true. They're lying, right? That's the trick. So I'm going to get into some more philosophy and combine that with some history and some upcoming videos. But I wanted to get out here on this one. There is some real history that needs to be understood. And you can use it to support the idea of Mgtow being the proper way for men to go. Whatever level and whatever reasoning you need to abandon the social precedent or standard that's been set, and that is grow up, get a woman, take care of her, spoil the shit out of her, and then lose in a divorce after having 1, 2, or 3 kids, because that's what the social programming says you need to do. That does need to be changed. And perhaps you guys are going to do that in your own way. All the monks out there. And all the pump 'em and dump 'em types. The serious red pillars. And that will force, right? Force the angry mobs of feminism back into the role of just being whores as they had been for centuries and centuries. That is, trading their little pussies for a little bit of money. And that's it. The game is going to work itself out. The social engineers are going to lose. They have to. Because human nature can only be controlled so much. Right? It's got to do things. When you push someone or something, anything, so far out of its natural environment, it either has to die or revert to its original condition in order to survive. And we all know that the human species is not going to die off. Someone's going to live, and then someone's going to fuck, and then they're going to make kids. All right. This is John, host of Mgtow is Freedom. I hope you enjoyed the discussion, and we'll get into more talks. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for listening. And thank you for sponsoring the show by viewing it in its entirety if you do. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, one last thing. My little icon, it says underneath it, I have the penis. I'm going to go over this one more time. I used to battle in my marriage with feminist women who were friends of my wife all the time. All the time, every chance I got, I would take the battle to them because I knew it was a battle. I took them on their word in the 70s when they said it was a battle of the sexes. I believed them. And it's true. Your own experiences bear out that fact. It is a battle of the sexes. So I would go into the kitchen whenever my wife had her friends over, whether they were single or married or divorced, you know, if we were having a dinner engagement or my wife was hosting some bullshit in the amazing fucking kitchen I built her, right, which she loved to show off. I literally built it. I'm a general contractor. I built the entire house and developed property as a living. There would be a gaggle of cackling feminist bitches in my kitchen, and I would just walk right over to them and say something, and if one of them got out of line, didn't show me the proper respect, I would say, hey, this is my house, I have the penis around here, I have the penis. And they would throw a fit. Oh no, 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 and they'd start all this quacking like a bunch of ducks. Yakka, 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 yakka. Your wife's the boss, your wife runs things around here. I said, hey, I didn't say anything about who the boss is, I just said I have the penis. I have the penis. And they would start again. You know, it would have been nice if I could have just said, then get the fuck out of my house. Except they were guests of my wife, and I was just such a nice, polite gentleman. But they would do all their feminist bullshit. Try and put me down. And I would keep saying, but I have the penis. And they, in their own heads, the women, equated penis, right, with being the boss, the man of the house. I would do that and go, hey, I'm the man of the house. The fuck you think you're talking to here? Right? And I would make a big joke out of it just to hear them, and it upset them to no end. Women, all women, whether they're feminists or not, no, they equate penis with manhood. They equate penis with boss, right? They know that the penis is the boss, right? That's it. That's what they know. So when I say I have the penis, it's saying I am the boss. I am in charge. I am the man, literally. I am the man. And they hate that. That's the one thing they can't take away from us, men, is that we are men. So I'm going to end my videos. That's my outtake. That's my motto on this, is I have the penis. I am the boss. And as Mgtow, men going their own way, I am the boss. I am my own boss. I can go my own way. There is no single philosophy out there that's going to control me because I am my own boss. And I am engaged in this struggle to help men understand their roles. For men to understand they are free. You're really not controlled. You're free to make your own decisions. Your own decisions in life. Whether or not you want to get married. Whether or not you want to have a woman. Whether or not you want to have children, get married, etc., etc. But you now have the power and the ability to do what men did in the 1800s and 1700s and beyond. And that is use women for sex. As in prostitutes, whores. Because one, you can. Two, that's what they're holding themselves out as. And three, you don't have to marry them anymore. You don't have to. The only thing you have to be careful of is if you impregnate them, they can use DNA to make a court or to force a court decision in order to get you to pay for the child. In the 1800s and beyond, Oh, there's a great discussion I have, a great lecture, monologue I have on bastards. No good quality marrying woman would ever marry a bastard in the 1800s and back. Why? Because he didn't have money and you didn't know who his daddy really was. You couldn't prove it. You could not prove it. So if you were born a bastard, you stayed a bastard, and all you could do is have sex with other prostitutes. But hey, I'm digressing again. Okay. I'm feeling good about this particular discussion. As a man, you are free. You don't have to accept anyone's philosophy, and that's what I'm here to do, is say, men, go your own way. Believe in yourself. If you believe you need a woman, then get one, but you better control the bitch or she's going to control you. I'm serious. You better control that bitch. And the odds of finding a unicorn are fucking slim. Fucking slim. So short of finding a unicorn, you're screwed. And even if you have a unicorn, you still have to keep them in line. Because the feminist propaganda is so rich, so thick, right, that you cannot cut through it with a single sword swipe. Right? You have to work on it constantly, because that shit grows back. And that's yet another video. Men going your own way. At whatever level. If you're married, you can still go your own way. And drag that fucking feminist by her hair, kicking and screaming, metaphorically, through the mud. You can do it. Right? If you just have girlfriends, if you just have a long-term relationship, if you just like 1-month relationships, if you like no relationships, you can still be your own man and go your own way with regard to the social paradigm. The social paradigm is now crashing because men aren't getting married. And Mgtow, the Mgtow movement, Mgtow type philosophies are at the forefront. So I'm going to tell you as the viewers, you don't have to believe the normal, the standard social paradigm. And you don't even have to accept what anyone else says. Take the information, just as I tell you to take my information. Digest it. Think about it. Apply it to yourself. And then you decide what you want to do. If you're not going to let, as a Mgtow, let women shame you and society shame you, don't let other men shame you either. I've already seen it on here. It's pretty interesting. How certain Mgtow men want to try and shame me. Want to try and use consensus. Well, there's a consensus out there. You must be wrong, Mgtow is freedom, John. It's been, we've all talked about this, right? And it's an appeal to authority. It's an appeal to authority within that social script. And I'm going to do a video on this also. It's a logical fallacy for your argument to rest on the appeal to authority alone. It is anecdotal, which is another logical fallacy, to quote one person or a group and say that they know everything. Okay, it's anecdotal because it is not proved scientifically. You can quote statistics. You can do that. Right? You can quote stats, but to say that you're right because of an authority figure, or so-and-so says, that's an appeal to authority. It may get you some weight in a discussion, but it is not definitive. We'll have more discussion, more fun when we bring in logical fallacies and applying them to the social standards of you need to get married. Right? You need to swallow the fucking blue pill and have it get stuck in your throat so you can't swallow anything else. But anyways, I'm carrying on a long ways here. It's a Sunday morning. I've had my cup of coffee. I'm awake, and I'm going to have a great day deciding what I want to do with my life. It's a great feeling to go your own way. And this whole time, listen. None of this. No fucking squawking at me. All right, you have a great, great day. This is John, host of Mgtow is Freedom. I have the penis.